Hey, Andreas, hope you're doing well. How much more comfortable do you feel now than you did when you first got traded? That was the first time in your career you come to a new team. Can you explain maybe just the difference in your comfort level now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you get used to it. Obviously, it was a new experience for me getting traded, and it happened quick. But no, like you said, I think it was every day it gets better, and I knew some of the boys already, so it kind of made it easy. And I think everyone in the room is a great guy, so they've made the adjustment pretty easy and pretty fluent. So it's been good, and I think it's just getting better.
Sure. We have had problems with that, so we have to come back to that answer. But right now, we're looking for Tony Brar. Tony, what's your microphone doctor? Go ahead.
Hey, Andreas, hope you're well. Just have a question regarding Leon Draisaitl. Of course, he was nominated for the Ted Lindsay Award today. You've seen him as an opponent, and now for about 9 games, you've seen him as a teammate. Is there one thing that maybe sticks out for you, seeing him firsthand on the bench or on the ice with him?
Obviously, he's a world-class player, and definitely one of the best. And I think everyone knows that. And I think just being around him every day, you kind of see why. And you can see him how he controls the play and the puck when he has the puck on his stick. It's real smooth, real calm, and he just finds a way to find that open man. And obviously his scoring touches, up there with the best. So he's got an unbelievable skill set all around, and it's a lot of fun to play with and watch.
Next question from Phillips. Go ahead, Quinn.
Hi, Andreas. I'm just wondering if you can talk about what it means to you guys to have Edmonton as the hub city, just the pros and if there is any cons.
I think just being at home is definitely a good feeling. It's something that I think everyone's accustomed to and knows what's going on. And, I think it's just that home feeling definitely helps for sure.
Next question, Jim Matheson. Jim, go ahead, Jim.
Andreas, just want to ask you, you only played a few games at the end of the season after the trade, and now you're moving around. Would it be nice to get on one line where you could say, okay, here's who I'm playing with all the time?
I think anytime you can build chem, it's it's a positive, and I think it helps a lot. But there's a lot of good guys in this room and a lot of great players, so it's it's your job to build chemistry with all of them as quick as possible, and just be ready to play with whoever you're playing with.
Next question, Rob.
Andreas, I was just wondering that obviously phase 3 is probably the riskiest of all the phases before you guys actually get into the quarantine bubble in terms of the COVID stuff. Now, is staying safe something that you guys kind of actively talk about in the dressing room? And because when you leave the rink, you're out in the real world. Are you masked up? Do you have to avoid human contact? How do you go about that?
Well, I mean, I think everyone knows what's going on. I think it's everyone's job to take care of themselves, and I think everyone knows what's at risk, and how we've all been taught in the last couple of weeks and months how to take care of yourself and do the best you can to minimize your chance of spreading and getting it. But I think everyone everywhere is doing a pretty decent job player wise and staff wise. So I think it's just maintaining it and doing what we're told from protocol standpoint and safety standpoint, and there's not much more you can do besides that.
Next question, CPU. Go ahead as soon as you see your right.
Hi, Andreas. I'm just wondering, what have you guys been told when it comes to life in the bubble once you actually get there at this point? And if you've heard or know the story from the NBA players had to quarantine for 10 days because he crossed the line to pick up food. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that? And what have you been told about what life in the bubble is going to be like?
I don't think we've gone through it too much on what it's going to be like exactly in the bubble. Obviously, we have the hotel set and the teams that are staying where, but as guidelines and restrictions, I'm sure it'll be pretty similar to what's going on now. Obviously, there'll be restrictions on where to go and what you can do, but we haven't spoke about it too much. I think obviously as we get closer to moving into that bubble, I think we'll dial it in and make sure we're all on point and taking care of ourselves with the rules.
A reminder for everyone, if you want to ask questions, use the raise hand function. And you'll be able to ask a question. With Jim's microphone. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to work. So sorry about that, Jim. If you want to send me a note, I can talk to Andreas after to get an answer to whatever question. Thanks, Andreas. We'll have another player cover you.
talk to the fact that you were going so well, with Leon, and then the season ended, and how you'd be able to pick it back up, not playing for 4 months?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be definitely a challenge. But just getting reps in, with my line mates. I think that's gonna be key throughout this. And just working every day.
Next question, Daniel Nugent-Bowman. Daniel, go ahead.
Hi, Kyler. I hope you're well. Can you just maybe update us on where you were during the break, what you did, and I guess most specifically, what it was like getting back to Edmonton and crossing the border and quarantining in this new world here?
Yeah, so I was quarantining. I actually stayed up here for about a month and a half after the season ended. Just hung out with my girlfriend and my brother, and then went back to my hometown, Spokane, and worked out there, skated, close to every day. And then coming back here, got quarantined and, was doing at-home workouts, at my apartment. And then finally was able to come to the rink and start skating with the fellas. So it was good.
Next question, Tony Brar. Tony, your microphone should be unmuted shortly.
Hey, Kyler, since your recall on December 29th, you've recorded 26 points in 27 games, playing a large part, or if not all of your time, with Leon Draisaitl. He, of course, is nominated for the Ted Lindsay today. What are some of the things that you've seen from Leon that really stick out to you that maybe you've been able to apply to your own game and maybe things that you can take forward?
I would say just how hard he works. Anything he does on the ice, he's going 110%. So I think that's one thing that I learned from him, is a big thing. Also try to look at his shot, but I think he might be the only person who can do that shot. I try to take away from his passing. He's one of the best passers in the league. Try to do that, and definitely his body position around the puck and stuff like that.
Next question, CTV. CTV is from your microphone. Go ahead.
Hi, Kyler. Just looking to get some insight into how you guys are preparing for eventually going into the bubble. I'd asked Andreas about the NBA player who had crossed the line to pick up some food and had to quarantine. When you hear about a story like that, how does that impact your thoughts and in preparations for when you actually do go inside the bubble?
I'm a pretty laid back guy. I don't think I really need to be leaving the hotel for anything. I think I can get food at the hotel. So, I can play a little video games, watching Netflix. So I think I'll be just fine.
Next question, Phillips. Go ahead.
Hi, Kyler. Just kind of building on Tony's question, can you just talk about what Leon has meant to your career, just because, things were really going well with him?
He's meant a lot. He's helped me since day one. Since I was an 18-year-old. He's helped me a long way. Just talking to me off the ice, on the ice. Just picking up little things that he does. A play that he sees that I don't. Be talking to me like that. So he means a lot to my career, and hopefully I can keep playing with him.
Next question, Rob Kichnowski. Rob, just use your microphone. Go ahead.
Hi, Kyler. I'm just wondering what life is like for you guys before you head into the bubble. Do you find yourself laying pretty low, or are you out and about or around town and stuff? And as an Oiler, you guys tend to get recognized, and people want selfies and autographs in this era of self-distancing. How do you handle that kind of stuff?
I think you guys are hanging low. I know I've been hanging low. I just got off quarantine actually yesterday. So I've just been kind of hanging out at the hotel or my apartment. Haven't been doing much. I went to the grocery store yesterday. First time I went out, so that was pretty fun, but I haven't been doing much.
you've seen from Athanasiou so far, and what do you want to see more of once the qualification round starts?
Well, obviously he's a high skill player that we had visions of trying him there before we stopped playing, and we just thought coming into camp we want to give him an opportunity to see what he can do. Leon and Yamo are obviously top high-end players that we feel like he might be a good fit there. He had speed and skill and hopefully some finish there that we'll monitor it as we go on here and see how it goes.
Next question.
Hi, Dave. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Draisaitl's nominated for the Lindsay Award, and probably will be up for the Hart when that's announced. I'm wondering if you can talk about an aspect of his game where he seems to thrive at that puck protection and almost drawing contact. Like I found from watching him over the years, sometimes with him, the play doesn't start until he has a guy on his back, and he's shielding the puck. Is that something you noticed, and is there any players, past or present, that is comparable in that regard?
Well, there's certainly some players in the past. Like I think of a guy like Peter Forsberg, who used to invite that contact and protect the puck and make it hard for the opponent to check him while he's kind of on his back. And Leon does that a lot. Leon is a power forward with high skill, and he plays a strong, heavy game, and heavy when he has the puck. The biggest thing about Leon this year is, from a coaching aspect, he is great skill, great knowledge of the game, can play all situations. So he ends up having an impact on your team, and he helps players around him that he's playing with, and he's obviously an outstanding player in his own right. So puts him in that category, and I think our players were very happy to see he was nominated for the Lindsay Award.
Next question.
Hi, Dave. It sounds like a couple of teams have heard who their opponent will be for the exhibition game. I'm just wondering if you guys know who you'll be playing, and also how you treat that game, because it's a 4.5-month layoff and it's an exhibition game, but it's your only true tune-up before you head into the playoffs.
Well, you're going to treat it like it's a preview of trying to get ready. Like you say, when you haven't played it a long time, just to get in those routines, get back in those habits are things that, I wish we had a couple of games more than just one. Like you say, I've got a meeting with Ken this afternoon. I think the league is talking through some of who you're going to play against those. I don't know that yet, but we'll look at that game as an important game. And just like we've kind of put things together as we move along here, that we have steps that we want to take, and that'll be another step in our preparation to get ready for the opening game.
We'll go next person. Just a reminder, use the raise hand function to ask a question. Go ahead, Eric.
I guess Dave, I just want to ask about back to Leon Draisaitl. I know you probably did your homework on him before you got here, but was there something that really impressed you about him that you didn't know about him in terms of on the ice and maybe his demeanor off the ice?
Well, he's a high skill guy, and what he does, he can play the game fast, not just making plays, but he's got high speed. And one of the things we looked at, Draisaitl is such a good passer. Are there situations where Draisaitl's holding the puck and can find AA with speed? So, we'll see if that happens. But usually skill guys, they tend to get along well together, especially if they're having some success with the puck. So we'll see how that goes.
Dave, another question. Caleb Jones is out in the second group. He will be a participant in the playoffs when and if.
Yeah, he's going to. He'll continue to skate every day until we get the green light that he could join the regular group. But he's progressing, and hopefully not in the too distant future he can become part of the main group. Won't be tomorrow, It won't be the next couple days, but we'll see where we are after the next couple days.
Next question.
Hi, Dave. Obviously, we know what Leon Draisaitl can do and the points he's put up, but can you just talk about what he's meant to the development of younger players like Kyler Yamamoto, who's just really flourished on his line?
You know, that's the thing about, I look at both Leon and Connor, you know, our young core players are continuing to mature, and they recognize the responsibility they have in helping younger players come in and not just become players on our team, but become strong contributors on our team. Leon and Yamo have certainly hit it off together. Yamo is a player that he's always around the puck. He supports the puck very well, and it's really interesting to watch. You see top players recognize the skill another player has and recognizes that skill could complement them, and it really becomes a bond between the two. And if you see, Yamo and Leon have had that right since day one, and you know, it's interesting to watch Leon. Leon, if he's giddy about any player on our team, it's Yamo. He likes to play with Yamo, and I'm sure Yamo feels the same way about him. So Leon's leadership, maturity in that continues to grow, and we're seeing the benefits of it in our team.
Hi, Dave Reed again. Just got another one here for you. You know, pretty good tempo today, it looked like, and you had the scrimmage with guys competing pretty hard. It looks like Thursday's a planned day off. How are you sort of managing budgeting? You want the guys out there, a lot of energy, getting back up to speed, but you know, the actual competition day is still over a couple of weeks away. I don't know if the old term peaking at the right time applies in this type of situation, but just asking about sort of managing the energy from a coaching standpoint.
Yeah, we have a plan in place that we think we're going to manage. We've talked to our fitness people, we've talked to the players, and you know, every day our goal is to continue to build. And I've been really impressed. The first 2 days have been high energy, very lots of work. The scrimmages have been good, intense scrimmages. So far so good, but we'll manage it as we go on here. And it's early. We knew there was going to be a lot of energy early here, but we'll manage it as we go on. But I think we have a pretty good plan in place. There'll be some where we'll practice a little more and maybe scrimmage a little less, and there'll be some days where we scrimmage a little more. And as we get a little more dialed into looking at some tactical things, you know, the practice will probably be a little bit longer, working on a few things, but right now, our focus is getting the players back and up to speed and get competing. And so far, the first 2 days have been very good, and we'll see where it gets us tomorrow.
Hi, Dave. You were talking yesterday about the protocols at the arena looking pretty safe and effective, but I guess the big threat right now or concern would be when the players are away from the rink before they get into the bubble. With so much riding on this and kind of the responsibility of the host team, is this something that you've had to address with the players just to remind them that, you know, hey, stay safe because we got to get in this bubble thing together?
We've addressed it with our whole organization. The players are on board with that. Our whole staff, everybody is, you know, you're cognizant of everything going on and making sure that you're taking care of yourself and not put yourself in bad positions. And the staff has been very cognizant of that. The players have been, and around the arena here is everything, all the details in place to make sure we give ourselves the best chance to stay healthy are all in place. So those are things that our players know that they've talked about themselves. We've talked with them about it. So hopefully everybody stays safe before we can get in the bubble.
Hi, Dave. I know you said time and time again during the regular season that you would, before games, that you would focus only on your team. You're not really concerned about the other team, but this is the playoffs and, you know, you're getting into a series. So I'm just curious how your kind of mindset changes to try to get toward a playoff series. And when do you start kind of really focusing on, you know, tailoring practices around how you would go up against Chicago in their game?
Our biggest concern right now is we want to get our team up and going, because it doesn't matter who you're playing. If you don't get up to speed and competing at the level you need to, there's not much you're going to be able to do against another team. So we'll take it in steps. We've done our homework, but our focus right now is to get ourselves up and going. And as we progress here, you understand who you're going to be playing and how we want to play. So those things will continue to mesh as we go along here. But right now, really our sole focus has been about us. We haven't talked a lot about Chicago at all, and that's the way it's going to be for the next little bit.